Hi everybody, it's Pastor Ray. I'm back in my office practicing a little social distancing. You and I can't have a face-to-face conversation right now, but isn't it great that we have such wonderful technology that we can do things like this and be together without really, being together. I've been looking at the Psalms recently. The Psalms are a tremendous source of support, help, and strength for my life. Apparently they were for Jesus too. Jesus quoted the Psalms quite often. Someone told me a long time ago that anyone who wants to follow in the footsteps of Jesus really ought to get familiar with the Psalms because they were such a great source of inspiration and help for him, and they have become that for me as well, and maybe for you too. I guess maybe my favorite psalm, certainly one of my go-to psalms, and some of you know this about me already, is Psalm 100. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord is God. It is he that made us, and we are his. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and bless his name. For the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness is to all generations. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Well, that's a great psalm, and I've shared that psalm, and that psalm has been, for myself personally, a real source of help and strength in both the best times of life, at weddings and baptisms and the good things that happen in life, as well as some of the most challenging and difficult times of life, times of loss and times of tragedy. I really like Psalm 100. That one line that says that we should come into his courts with praise, enter his gates with thanksgiving and come into his courts with praise. It's nice to come together into the church as God's people. But right now we're going to have to put, a halt to that, at least for the next 8 weeks. We're trying to follow some best practices as they have been shared with us by everybody, from the CDC to our community leaders to our president. We're hosting groups no larger than 10 here in the church. But we really, suggest that people stay in and away as best you can. We want to be here to try to help. Right now, there's a little crew of guys in the sanctuary putting in our new video system that we hope to use one day. And then we have a small team up front that's still trying to get some food to hungry Rogers County neighbors. What's worse than having the flu and having nothing to eat. And so we're trying to monitor that and figure out how long we can keep, assisting the needy people, the people who really, our neighbors here in Rogers County who really need some help. But back to the Psalms. I bet you have a psalm that is really helpful for you. If not yet, then maybe during this time of social distancing, when you're spending some time away, you can find a psalm that you really like. And maybe on this page where you're viewing this, if you happen to be viewing this on Facebook, you could share with the rest of us, what's your favorite psalm in the Bible and why? That might be one way we could encourage one another during this time. Let me encourage you. God is God. We're not. But God has us in the hollow of God's hand. I'm convinced of this. I believe this. I not only believe it, I'm counting on it. And so let me share with you in closing, because if I didn't quote from the founder of our movement, John Wesley, people wouldn't believe this was really me. So let me share with you a quote of his that maybe is my favorite of all. Wesley said towards the end of his life, "The best of all is God is with us." I believe that. I hope to see you soon.